and welcome back to the channel. We are out here in the Sweetwater Mountains. We're going on a trail ride with the Pine Nut Mountain Trail Association. We are going to try to get into the ghost town of Masonic. We don't know what the trail is like, so with the hard runoff that we had this winter, we're just not real sure what we're going to end up with. So at any rate, stick around. This should be a good time. All right, we are getting ready to head out. We've probably got about between 60 and 100 miles today.
Radio check. Copy that.
This is Scott, copy.
In two.
So at any rate, we've got a group of side-by-sides. We're going to be running tail end because we are actually the, I'm not going to say the largest vehicle, but we are probably the heaviest. And so we're going to be scouting out some trails for a trail ride that they're going to do later on. So at any rate, we'll wait for everybody to get lined up and then we'll get going. I don't know if you folks can see it, but right up there is a head, or is a frame for a cable hoist, and I believe that cable hoist probably went to this workings right here. I want to try to figure out what site we're at right now. All right, off we go. Having a hard time keeping up with some of these guys, but old Pvt Parts is doing pretty good. again? We've got another spot here. This is remarkably well preserved. And you can see the reservoir down there. That's Bridgeport Reservoir. And all of those snow-covered peaks in the background, that's the east side of the Sierras. On here we have the jack shafts and the pulleys that would run the big leather belts to run the equipment. And you see you've got different sizes, and they would use that to go ahead and adjust the speed of most likely whatever was there.
They're up there wondering what's keeping us. Yeah, and I just assume that everybody
It's neat to see that the scrappers haven't come in and completely leveled this place.
No, this is just seriously. This is
Oh, and by the way, you can't park here.
I know, you know.
Scared. I said sorry. Jesus,
I'm gonna walk in front of you.
That's fine.
You ain't touching my gun.
I can edit it out if I need to. Come on, Butters. Come on, puppy dog. Normally this time of year there wouldn't be anything in that pond but some mud. So this happened. So now we get to go ahead and break out our BII and do a tire change. Frickin' jack.
Oh, you're YouTubing, huh?
I think my jack is seized up.
You could use mine.
Okay.
Hang on.
On the roll bar and pull it over.
Yeah.
Probably start cranking it up out here. It's a little stiff when you first start on it. Oh, shoot.
What size is
I don't
that?
have a
That'll be
3/4.
3/4?
Yeah, you got a 3/4? There you go. That works awesome instead of a hand crank.
Yep.
Last time we used it. You know what? Oh, you're not. Brian.
Yes.
The only time, 2 times I've ever got flat tires, I was riding with Tim.
It's not gonna roll back, is it?
Shouldn't.
Yeah, let's put a rock underneath some of this.
Yeah. He's got it.
He's got it. Oh, you already got
Yeah,
it?
it's 11/16.
You got it.
Okay. Hey, it's almost an Indy. It's soft.
Yeah,
Good.
almost.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what.
Those still under warranty?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, these tires are only a few years old. Got them from Summit.
You can see the hole right there on the top. Right by your thumb.
Oh, yep.
My cousin used to haul these things. They used to cut them in half.
Yeah.
Junk them.
Yep.
In Arkansas, I used to pick them up somewhere with his truck, tractor trailer, and a whole load of them.
Yeah.
You could buy one. And he
This
bought and
this
hauled it back
one
together.
got
Somebody
out,
else told me they did that.
This
recently.
one got out uncut.
They cut them in half, and I don't know what they did with them. Like sold them to the public. I guess if they cut them in half, because he got
I'll do it.
A lot of guys would take them, the ones that were cut in half, and they'd weld them back together. I have one at home that's
That's what he did with one. He bought one, and
Yeah.
probably just. Yeah, got a YouTube. For the YouTube channel, so he's got a YouTube channel. Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah, do redo the or the zip tie.
Yeah.
Cut them so it's not super high.
I choose a pair of
Like a blade cutter. And then shave it on a bit of an angle so it fits in.
Let me know when you're done with that jack, because it's taking me a bit to get it back on there.
Yeah.
Probably actually won't. It's deploying it. All the way down.
All the way down?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Put the rocks
Oh,
there.
no. Never leave a man behind. That's why I should be out here all night with you.
There's no turns between here and there, so yeah, you're good, yeah.
put everything back up.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
You're on the mirror. You might just be coming over and say hi.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right.
Your
Check these rocks out.
chemical fire extinguisher there.
Uh-huh.
Got another one never used if you want it.
Sure.
Okay. I'll try to remember to throw it in. It's literally
Okay.
sitting on a shelf in my thing.
Yeah.
In my garage.
Oh, all right, well, here we go. All right, well, we've got our tire changed, and thanks to the help of some of the other guys on the trail ride here. And so now we're getting back on the trail here. All right, folks, I think we are up about the highest elevation we're going to get. And we're about 92. Hang on. About 9,200 feet. And so old Private Parts is just having a hard time breathing up here. But we've got the flat repaired, and we're doing pretty good. So hopefully we don't end up with another one, because if we do, we're screwed. All right, folks, we are coming down the hill into the ghost town, and it's a California State Park of Bodie. We're not stopping, I don't think, and I don't know if I can actually film in there. So, but we can film coming down into town. right, well, we've stopped for lunch in front of this mill site. You can see their big stone building. We're going to be driving by that. Old Butters is getting his share of water. Our spare looks to be in, still working pretty good. It was a little low on air, but we're all good. And we've got everybody here just hanging out and having some lunch. Beautiful country up here. It's a beautiful day. It's probably, what, about 75 degrees up here. A pretty neat stamp mill. And this one still has the flywheels on it, the stamps, the bones of something. And you can see up there the cams from the crankshaft, or the shaft that that ran the thing. The cams would spin. They would pick up these great big frickin' hammers and lift them up and then drop them. Must have been a heck of a racket back in the day. And then there's the some of the chutes that the stamped and ground up ore would come down. This is one of the cams that would raise and drop the hammers that would crush the ore. So we're going to be heading out of here shortly, and we're actually going to be going down through Aurora, which we were at a couple weeks ago. So some of that terrain is going to start looking familiar to you guys here in a little bit. So we're getting ready to fire it up and get on the road. So I got to get Butters, old PFC Butters, loaded up in the Jeep. Okay, buddy, we're going. Stay. This road here would normally bring us out about where Fletcher is, but from what I understand, the canyon that this goes through is washed out pretty bad. So we are going to end up taking the road up and over to Aurora, or we're at least going to attempt it. So we'll see what it looks like. Okay, here we are at our first major obstacle here. That wasn't that bad, but I got a feeling that they're going to get worse.
on one. Stop, stop, stop.
Yeah.
Okay. People have been getting their back tire on that and sliding down, so don't be afraid. There's a rock that you're going to hit with your right wheel, but don't be afraid to get into that heavy rock over there before you start to turn down.
Okay.
There's a rock right here. You want to go over it. Can I press this now, or is it already going?
It's going.
To me, Scott. To me.
Okay.
Oh. Back up and get into the water.
Over there?
Yeah. You want this rock on your right-hand side. Don't hit me.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, I love watching.
I'm turtled back here. Okay.
You're good. Just drop right in. Get to the right side when you can.
Yep. Gotta move. Okay.
That's up, Dad.
Woo! Get here. See them red lights down in there? We got somebody that got himself down in there a little bit too far. Trying to get him winched back out. Looks like they just about got him out.
Oh, the big branch fell.
All right, well, we finally got that that one side by side out of the out of the creek. He had taken a wrong turn, which honestly was completely understandable, and he got down in there got himself pretty stuck. So but we're all out, everybody's ready to go, so it's time to fire this thing up. And Private Parts is ready to go. Alrighty, we are on the move. Hopefully that was the worst of it. We are here in Aurora. Some of you might recognize that building and that stamp mill frame. So we are out of the worst of the trails here. This is stuff that we've done in Private Parts within the last couple of weeks. So it'll be clear sailing the rest of the way. All right, folks, we are here at Fletcher, and the rest of everybody's going to go down to the four corner, and they're going to turn off and go back to where everybody's trailers and rigs are. I'm going to go straight because that's going to take me straight home. Alright, folks, we are home. I've got the stuff that needed to be unloaded out of Private Parts unloaded. Old PFC Butters is napping on his bed in the house. He was pretty wore out. So kind of an after action report. We popped one tire, so we got a dead one on the rack. We got almost stuck once. We got stuck once, and boulder crawled through a riverbed for about, I want to say about a quarter mile. And that is the hardest wheeling that I've ever done in private parts. And we also discovered something that that I should have done, but didn't. And thankfully, I had people with me that had equipment to help me change the tire, because I never checked, in all the PMCS that I did, I never checked the serviceability of the jack. That is something that is very important. So let this be a lesson to you guys. Don't neglect making sure that your tire changing equipment is serviceable. So at any rate, but when we were stuck and digging the dirt out from underneath private parts, we found, I do believe that's a mule shoe. And so it is going to end up getting wired to the grill right there, and will be a permanent part of private parts for the rest of time. So at any rate, I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I had an absolute blast today. I pushed private parts harder and on a more difficult trails than I ever have before. And I never would have done that had I not been with a group. So I want to thank the Pine Nut Mountain Trail Association for putting on this ride, and thank everybody who showed up and came along on the ride. The guys that helped me change the tires, the guys that helped me kind of ground guided me through some of the mess, the rocks and boulders and things like that, because private parts, you know, really was never designed for that kind of activity. But it showed just how capable these rigs can be. We did end up with a little bit of damage, and I'll show that here in just a second. But well, let's show it to you now. From what I can tell, this is the only damage that private parts got on the whole trip. Even with all the rocks clunking and banging, I checked him underneath, and that's the only real damage that I can find so far. So hopefully we don't find any more. But at any rate, before this drones on too much longer, I want to thank you guys for watching. Thanks again to the Pine Nut Mountain Trail Association for the awesome ride today. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.